Yeah, let us discuss today about date and date granularity, how Tableau treats the dates when we get it from the
No, that's okay. That's fine.
yeah. So how Tableau treats the data types and how we need to get data any date as a data type onto the Tableau. So for that, first let us analyze order date, what level of granularity we got by default in Tableau for date data type fields. So here, so right now we are able to see, let's turn on the labels. We are able to see here year-wise sales that we got on the line chart. So now I'm going to be let you know that the different features which are available under the date. So let us first see that. So right now we are at year. Let us fit with year, and I'm going to be see that the quarter. Here the quarter is the meaning when you select this quarter, there is a distinct difference between this quarter and this quarter, this month and the month, everything. So the only year is same, and this quarter, now we are at the quarter, it it means it's accumulate of all Q1 sales of all the years. Quarter one sales of the all 4 years, we got here around 1.5 million. And Q2 of the all years, say example 2011, 12, 13 and 14, this is the sale that we got, the volume of sale. This is for Q3 and this is for Q4. So same sales if I wanted to know individually of each every quarter in the each and every year. So if you want to analyze data for like that, you have to select this quarter. Here it is clearly mentioned that Q2 2011. It means it gives us the data, so year and the specific quarter. And every year we will have a 4 quarters. This is Q4 2010. So that's the difference between the granularity of year, quarter, month of this panel and this panel. Now let us see the month as well. The month, Jan, the complete sales. Here I got the data for around 4 years data of sales. The 4 years, all the Januaries, the sale which you got is around $566,000. Like that in February and March and April up to December. So this is cumulative sales of the all Januaries and Februaries and till December. And let us see that this month. So here you will get 12 months of every year from January to December. All individual sales. Here the January 2010 we got around $139,000 sales. Like that we got in every month of every year sales here. And if we check the day, here we got day 1, day 2, day 3, around 31 days of every month. So cumulative sales of day 1. So I got around 255. Day 2, I got around $380,000. Let us check this day. This is individual. In January, you may have 31 days. In February, you might have 28 days. Each and every individual date sales you will see here. So that's the distinct difference between this year and this panel and this panel of the granularity. And here you can have a custom. Here you can have a different date ports. You can select whichever you want here. So that is one thing. And here we got one more thing, that is exact date. So exact date means, so it gives you, it won't discuss about the date, it's days and all. It gives you exact date at what date you got the sales. So that is the difference of the dates here. And let us see that some sort of calculations, how we can do the calculations and all here. So this kind of granularity can be maintained and can be controlled by the developer. As a developer, we can have all these features. We can control these granularity levels here in the Tableau. For example, if we want to give the presentation to the business owner, and then we want allow the business owner to see his data by this granularity, say example year, quarter, month, week, and day. So how can it possible? Yes, it can be possible. It cannot possible by dragging and dropping on filter, because you'll get different result when you drag and drop order date in filter. So you'll see all this granularity. You can select either year or quarter or month. You can't keep the year, quarter, month, days in the filter itself. So select example, if you select year, so it will show you the years which is available in the filter. So you can filter the data by 2010, 11, 12, 13. That's it. You can't filter the data by year, quarter, month, day. So how can it possible? That can be possible using filters, parameters. So my requirement here is, if I want to provide the control of that granularity, how? So for the same, right now I'm going to be create a calculated field. Let us call it dynamic order date. So I'm going to be create a calculated field, call it dynamic order date. And then I need to have a date granularity, because as I said, I wanted to create here logical filter. Logical field can be created by the calculated field, and logical filters can be created by the filters, the parameters. So I wanted to provide that level of granularity to my business owner. So here date granularity. So since it's a date granularity, I would like to take here string, and I would like to take the list here, year and month, and so year and quarter, year, quarter, month, and day. So we got granularity. So year, quarter, month, day. Click on OK. We got now date granularity. Now we are going to be see now a date function called date trunc. Here we got date trunc. It's the definition of date trunc is date trunc truncates the specified date to accuracy specified by the date part. We call this quarter, year, month, day all date parts, and returns the new date. For example, here I am using example date trunc quarter a date 2004-08-15. It returning me 2004-07-01. Means here the quarter we got 4 quarters: Jan, Feb, March, then April, May, June, July, August. See here it is August, but the quarter always starts from July. So that's the reason it's ended up with July, and it started from the third quarter itself. So the purpose of the date truncated means specify the date accuracy, specify with date part, and return the new date. So start of week is omitted. So I'm using this date truncate here for that purpose, and I'm using parameter control here, and I wanted to have a order date. So we have successfully created parameter and we have selected data type string, and the values we have entered year, quarter, month, week, and the values under the values must be lowercase. Okay, that the formula is that date granularity and order date, and click on it and go to here. Let us, it's a week, let us have a week. Save it. So now take order date and sales, and you can exit it and take the granularity. Click on date granularity or parameters window panel and click on show parameter control. Drag it drop on under the marks that. So not working because the date which I took is wrong. I need to take the dynamic order date and as well as the sales on it. So right now it is showing the year, and the moment when I change, it's not getting changed. Yeah. Okay, it's not getting changed. Let us start do it from the beginning because there may be something wrong with the calculation part. I'm deleting this dynamic date order and the granularity, date granularity. So I'm creating a data calculated field.
Can you do it slow?
Sure. Dynamic date order date, and here I'm creating parameter date granularity, and I'm selecting data type string, the list, here, year, quarter, month, week. Select here, and I'm going to use function here called date from date granularity, and I think last time we took order ID, I think, instead of order date. Take order date. So date granularity and order date. Close the parenthesis. This case calculation is valid now. String type current value here. Order date is date type. Click on it. Take dynamic order date on column shelf. The sales and row shelf. And for select the exact date here. Okay, let us click on date granularity, show parameter control. We did right, but there is something which we are missing here. It has to work.
Never mind. Go ahead with the next one. We can go back and
Yeah, I'll check it and I'll let you know this. Yeah, so I'm going ahead. So, but there is something wrong with the calculation part, which I did here. Yeah, fine. Okay, fine. That is actually that I will let you know tomorrow that how it works. But this is how we can give the control to end user regarding the granularity. And here I'm going to introduce something that calculating average shipping time here. So I'm taking here geo map for country and sales. For that I need to have one more database, one more data source, that is Superstore. So here I got country. So I got country here and take the sales and drop on size. Just turn on the labels, turn off the labels. Now let us, I want to have a bigger, say bigger bubbles, and I want to make it transparent. So these are the bubbles I got now and respect to sales of each and every country. So now I would like to find shipping, average shipping time. For that, so I'm going to be create a calculated field time to ship, and I'm going to be introduce a formula called date difference, and create a calculated field time to ship the name, and write a formula that so I want the day and comma the difference between, so the definition of date difference, it returns the difference between two dates where start date, this is start date, is subtracted from the end date. That is simple definition here. An example, if you want month, this is the date part where we need to specify that whether we want day, month or week. So whatever the date part we have to define here, and the two dates, so that it can detect the month and it returns as -3. So same thing here. So I would like to calculate the ship time so that the order date and ship date, when the product ship date is nothing but the moment of when we distributed ship the product to the desired location. So here I'm taking order date and ship date. Here we got order date and then comma. And here we got ship date. Calculation is valid. Select OK, and then here you find time ship. Drag and drop time to ship on the colors. Now here you are seeing that time to ship, the orders which place in United States taking around 19,000 days, because it's calculating each and every product day. So we need to now change it to the average. So here we got aggregate functions. Let us change to the average. Turn on the labels. So in Canada, if any product that placed in for the Canada, it takes around 1.62 days. For United States, it's taken around 2.29. So like that, this is how we can find the time shift using date functions. And this is the fourth one is something which is the real-time problem. Usually, when we get a date, if we get the date from data source or any in Excel sheet in predefined format, that's fine. Tableau can understand the date and it can assign the date to the data type, and we'll get the automated granularity and everything. Say example, if we get a flat file, say example notepad or something like that, the data, CVC, comma separated values and all. The time Tableau can't understand the date format. So, and if you get date as a string, how to get that into the format where Tableau can understand it as a date. Say example, you got date format like this. Say 20, 12th month, sorry, 2012, first 12th month, John 1st. This is date we got it. So how we can get this date into the multiple data pods, and then how we will club it. That is the real-time scenario here. So first thing, we need to create a calculated field and a date for year. So we need to take int and date that we have. This is the date divided by 10,000. So when we divide the date by 10,000, we will get 2012 if it is divided, and if it is modular, we will get this quotient. The same similar way, just observe this. Now I got the year. Now the next calculation which I'm going to write to get the month, that is here. I'm creating one more calculated field here and a date for month, and date modular by 10,000 modular 10,000 divided by 1000, so that I'll get here month. It is here like that. So I'll get here. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, Jafar.
Sorry to interrupt. So, what are we trying to do here? You are trying to get a year, month, and date from that long string?
Yeah, basically, in a real-time scenario, sometimes in a specific cases, we will get in a string format the date. Okay.
Okay.
Say this is under the field called date.
Okay.
So how we will define? How we will first bifurcate the string into the dates, year and month and the day. That is here. We need to create three calculated fields. I don't have this data, so I am explaining the process. First, we need to divide the year, month, day by creating three different calculated fields.
Okay.
Okay.
Why we have to go?
Yeah.
Hold on. Why we have to go this long process? Can't we just take the string of first four and then the next two and the next two to get you the year and month and the day?
Yeah, that can be also possible. Here for detailed understanding, I just divided into three calculated fields here. So I just wanted to make you understand that this is how we can divide it using three different calculated fields. Once we divided it, here straight away we got a formula that we will get it into the date format. One more calculated field that we will write to get all these date pods whichever we created under year is a calculated field, month is a calculated field, and day is a calculated field. So I got all years under the year. I got all months under the month calculated field. I got all the days under the day calculated field. So that's the reason I created three different calculated fields, and I'm getting each and every year and month, day under individual calculated fields. So let us assume these are the columns, year and month, day. Now I am clubbing them. here using date add function.
Okay.
I think you will better understand if I will try to get this data. So I will show you that we need to create some data for this. So here, once I develop individual date pods, I'm using here date add function within date add function. So this is the format which I want. Come to the here we got a function called date add. So date add helps us to add, say example here I got the date the part month and I'm giving here 3. This is the format I want. So I will get here 2004. It will add the month to the 04 month. So I'll get the month 7. So date add works like that. The similar way here I took the day. I wanted to add a day. This is date part in the as per the syntax, and this is date where I got 01. So it works like here already it is a 01. 01 minus
Syed, can we just use the substring, right? We do have to do all this stuff.
No, here
I think it's getting little confusing.
Yeah,
I think if you can substring, then it is okay. Then we don't want to divide and all those.
Right. Can you actually go to that calculation screen, no? In the Tableau, to create a calculated column, calculated field. See if the functions has, functions, you have string functions.
Okay. See here, if you take string function, it won't get the date granularity and all, because here the task is
So you take from that column, you're building a granularity.
Yes. See here.
But okay.
If I take,
that depends on a scenario, right?
If I take here sales, I got this granularity, right? I won't get it for the string.
Right, because it's not a time dimension. Yes.
Yes. That's the reason I'm following this kind of process here, the specific process that I'm building up using data. Yeah.
I think this doesn't have that, conversion. That is okay. Yeah, we can, add that conversions.
Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah. So that's how I will share this calculation with you, and I will get the real-time data which is available in our office and show you the by doing calculation so that you'll get better understanding. Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, this is about dates. This is what max we can get in the dates. And I would like to introduce you table calculations today. And before that, so I wanted to introduce you one advanced chart. We call it Benford's law. So Benford's law I will tell you. Actually, Benford is a scientist's name. He invented a law called Benford's law. So he did an experiment that he did an experiment on all natural happened numbers, all natural occurred numbers. So he took a data set where in the given data, he had all the naturally happened numbers. So he started, let me take here a notepad. Say example, he took a data set, it got sales like 12, 14, 45. So this is a given data set. Say example, call it X. If all these numbers naturally happen, not manually generated or not sequentially generated. Benford's identified something that is strange. Say, one should happen minimum 30.1%. If the data is naturally occur, the each and every number in the given data set, say example, cricket. So no one cannot predict or expect that the score of the coming over or the next ball and all, right? It's natural. It should be natural. It should happen naturally. So those kind of numbers. So in that given data set, one should appear minimum or equal to 30.1%, and 2 should appear 17.6%, and 3 should appear 12.5%, like that. So he defined in the given data set, we call this leftmost digits. So leftmost digits, say example, I can have in the given data set like a big value, so choose very big value also, but I always look at leftmost digit. Leftmost digits, you will have 1 to 9 the maximum. So 1 to 9, Benford did an experiment that finding out how many times ones happen, that leftmost digit of the given data set of digit. So he found values, the percentages of each and every value that occurred in the given set. And this is very useful law. It can be used in credit card transactions, purchase orders, loan data, customer balances, journal entries, stock prices, accounts payable transactions. These are real-time uses. Say example, I'll tell you.
Can you send this Excel sheet to both of us today and also the other benefits so we can study tomorrow?
Sure. Yeah, I'll practically I'll explain tomorrow. Today I just wanted to give introduction of Benford's law, and I will.
And we'll study that this one.
Yeah. So this is very important and useful, really. And
any other any other similar formulas that if you go to that PDF, let's say you have the PDF.
Yes.
Benford's PDF.
Yeah, I'll send. Yeah. 1 minute. Yeah. So I would like to tell one real-time example here.
Okay. No, just before going there, you have the PDF, right?
Yeah.
So just go to the top. You see that mathematical formulas on the top.
Here you won't find mathematical formula that I'll explain.
No,
the log.
One formula x equal to something. I saw that formula just now.
No, that is there in other the formula.
Other benefits.
Yeah. See, to get implement Benford's law, we got a formula as this actually. The set of numbers.
So, in generally, do we in any of the tables, because table is linked to static data, algorithm, logarithmic data, static analysis, or analytical data. So, if you have to write a formula for are we going to write similar formulas in Tableau or no?
We will write.
Because if somebody.
We will write exact formula in the Tableau itself. The log d plus 1 minus log d base 10. The formula we are going to write this formula, get implemented this.
Any other formulas or only just this guy's formula?
Any formula, any log based formula can be write in Tableau. There are some specific syntax and rules and that here. So if we get understand the features of Tableau, so that if we get understand the complete features of the Tableau, we have multiple ways to get implement a single output, the same output in multiple ways. So we can write it for this Tableau, for this Benford's law, we have to write the formula.
Okay.
We had to write the formula. Yeah. So, like that.
What is the practical use of this thing here, Maggie, please?
Yeah. Sorry, Jafar?
No, I was tell us the practical example you were telling.
Yeah. Yes. See, usually take a big inventory companies, like let us take a kind of e-commerce. Take example Flipkart. So Flipkart deals with huge inventory. So when a company dealing with the huge inventory, there will be a purchasing department. So purchasing department means they will have connections with different manufacturers, vendors. Every day they have to make so many transactions, right? So these purchase managers will have a kind of threshold for giving the or transferring the money and all. Say example, the threshold is less than 1 lakh. It's a kind of 99,909 rupees example. This is a threshold they gave to one purchase manager. So this manager can't make more than 1 lakh, and he can make the payments of below 1 lakh. So let us assume if this purchase manager he can able to create, or he already created a fictitious vendor, and every month he is making a payment of this. So this is not natural. So every month he is keep making this payment, and this is not natural. So in a given data set example, I am taking now Y. The purchases which I made every month. Someday it will be, when I take 1 year data, it's month 1, and at someone I'm getting this number, and rest of the numbers are random. And M2 next month I got again same, or else next month too you need not to get 999, but the people when they want to do some fraud transactions, they try to use max. So this 9, as per the Benford's law, if the data is happened naturally, data is occurred naturally in the given data set, it should be 4.46% in the given data. When I applied Benford's law in the given data set, so 9 got, say example, 9 got around 6%. So that indicates something went wrong with the transactions start with 9. Something went wrong, the transaction start with 9. So we will start investigating that specific number, and it's happened by whom and everything. That's how we can find the fraudsters in the company, like inventories who make the projects, make the payments for the projects and all. So it helps that, and moreover, even it helps us to find the tax defaulters and so many the benefits we got here. And where it not works, say example, airline passengers. Counts per plane, telephone numbers, that fixed, right? So in say example, if you take the bus, it is 36 seaters, like that. So telephone numbers, it's generated in sequentially. Data sets with 500 or fewer transactions. Data generated by formulas. It won't, the Benford's law won't work for the data that's generated by formulas, and data restricted by the maximum or minimum numbers. It should not have a maximum minimum numbers. So in these specific cases, we can't use the Benford's law, and for these cases, we can use the Benford's law. So that is use of Benford's law. In tomorrow class, I'll take you through in the practical scenario how we will get implement the Benford's law. Okay, that is the explanation. Tomorrow I will straight away start the implementing Benford's law in given data set, and let us come to the table calculations. And apart from this Benford's law, I will give you a presentation and box plots and bump charts, which helps us to give the ranking and heat map and tree map, waterfall chart, that is very, that is also good, and data blending. I try to give around 5 to 6 advanced charts and their uses and everything here, and I'm going into the quick table calculations. So I wanted to find here sales percent difference. I'm taking here order date, the sales on Rochelle, and I need to take order date for quarter as well. Before that, let us hold the control key and take the sales, copy sales and put beside, and apply, take order also by holding this, and let's apply a table called percent difference. Here, when we apply percent difference, let's turn on the labels. Here we got the sales in terms of numbers 1.9 million, 1.9 million, 2.3 and 2.8 million. Here the difference between the previous and this year is 1.05%. I got my sales raised by 1.05% compared to the 2010, and it's 14.72% compared to the 2011, like that. So I got percent difference. And if I wanted to implement the same thing at quarter wise, order date at quarter wise, so how? Quarter. And here still we are seeing null value 1, and click on it, go to the compute using, let us go to the edit table. Here we got order date. Here select, I want this percent difference should be year wise, not quarter wise. Apply. The difference here, I wanted to show you the difference. When I applied percent difference at the year level, I got only one null value, and the same thing same when I applied for the quarter date, I got one null value, and now at quarter date I applied year, I got here 4 null values. It means here I'm giving you percent difference by each quarter wise. Earlier it was year wise, so that it took the one null value. Now when I'm calculating quarter wise, quarter is 4, so it has to calculate, it has to take the 4 null values, and then it has to calculate the difference between each quarter of every year. So quarter of the order date Q1 and year of order date 2011, the difference sales from previous year of the order date is minus 34.6%. Like that, I got different sales in previous year of date. I mean, this is last year quarter Q2 and this year Q2. This is last year quarter Q3 and the difference between. So that is the difference here in the quick table calculations. When we apply percent difference, a year level and quarter level and month level, the percent difference can be going to be changed here. So first initially I did this percent difference at year level, so I got the percent difference at year level. Next I took the quarter and I applied at year level here at the level, so that I got 4 null values and the difference between quarters. And that's fine. Now here I'm going to introduce one more the feature of quick table calculations, that is moving average. So I wanted to find out month over month sales compared to moving average. For the same, so I would like to take the sales here and column check, and the order date and column. Hold right click and drag and drop order date. You'll see the list of different date parts that are available, and select this month here. Click OK. Swap this. So here I got sales across each month, sales across the 4 different years. Now I'm going to be applying month over month sales compared to moving average. Select the month date from second class that we did. So I wrote here everything. Now take the sales, one more copy, hold Control key, copy it. You'll get the 2 different charts. Go to here, click on Pick Table Calculations. You will find here moving average. So this moving average is, it got really very good. I mean, it's completely different subject. How this moving average works and everything I got collected documents on that. I'll share with you. So how to calculate moving average and moving average trend. So on the real-time scenarios of applying this moving average. So how moving average works, this is here. In the Tableau, we got only simple button. When you click on button, it will gives you the moving average and everything. So we got multiple moving average examples here. So we will see one by one. So right now I got here. So moving average, this is moving average. This is actual sale. Let us turn on labels. So my first sale is 139, here also 139. And the second is 138. I got here 145. This is actual. This I got through moving average. And this is actual. This I got, third one is moving average. So we will see that how the Tableau or what is the moving average formula and everything, how it occurs and how it happens. So we will see step by step. First, let us find out that the difference compared to the moving average, month over month sales compared to the moving average. So here I'm taking. So click on sales. You will find dual access here. Click on it. So you'll get dual access. When you get a dual access, here it's a sale actual. Let us change this color. We want the moving average in orange and actual in blue. So the blue color represents the actual sale and the orange represents the moving average. And I want to synchronize this axis first. So if I get synchronize this so that I can see that which is high and which is not high and where it is coincide, my moving average and the actual sale, I can see where it is coinciding, and let us hide this.
One second.
Yeah.
I think in what Syed told yesterday, right? He asked for the zoo, like, now this is a best example. The first point, like $150,000 range,
yeah.
The numbers are actually cluttered. I don't see the clear number.
Yeah. Here we can find that coincidence.
Make it big. Yeah.
So we call it overlapping the 2 different charts. So we can draw 2 different charts and then we can overlap them and we can see the coincidence.
No, can we actually make it bigger chart, bigger lines?
You want these lines to be more bigger?
Yeah, line to be bigger so we can see that clutter number, because the first 139, 730 and the other numbers are actually overlapping.
1 minute.
You have to.
I think.
the line width actually. It's the
So
line
I think,
width.
yeah, that width. So I don't know that how to, but I think I don't know that I don't. I think there is no that we can increase, but we can increase the line width, but
Yeah.
we can't make this uh, the chart bigger.
Okay. Or we can actually, yeah. If we make
One
it the
minute,
line is
one minute,
bigger,
one minute.
then
I'll
we
see.
can, yeah.
You want two lines bigger?
Hmm.
Is that
Then
enough?
we can see that. Yep. Now you put the numbers back, labels.
So that labels is something which is probably you will see overlapping labels. So fine.
Yep. Now you don't see that, right? Before
Yeah.
the numbers are actually cluttering. Now you see clear, visibly numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that. So further. So we synchronize it. Then usually, let us see here. Simple moving average example. Summation demand in previous and end periods by n. This is actual formula. So by clicking Tableau, you'll get the formula happen. So we will start taking 3 months sales or whatever happened, and we will divide by 3 and we'll get the forecast. These are the actual. This is forecasting. The same similar way, Tableau calculates moving calculation here and the previous values. It took 2 previous values. I want to take 3 here and see. As of now, I want to put here previous values 3 or 2 or 1. I can put whichever values I can here. But the thing is, if the same control, if you want to provide to the end user, how? So how we can provide this control? That can be done. Say if you want to see that how it happens, the formula and everything, click on the customize button. You will see the formula which written. So window average, I will teach you what is window average and everything in the next class tomorrow. So here we got -3 is nothing but we are taking 3 months previous values and we started calculating moving average by applying this formula for previous 3 values. So this must be dynamic. So end user can pass any value here. Instead of 3, he may pass 2 or 4 or 5 or 6, 7. It depends. So we need to make it dynamic. That can be done by creating parameters. Here I'm creating a parameter to make this more dynamic. That so I'm creating a parameter. Let's call it moving average month input. Let's take integer and let's take range 1. The max months available is 12. Step size must be 1. Click on OK. We got moving average. Instead 3. So put this parameter over there. Moving average month input. And apply. Click on OK. So here we change the formula and apply. Click on OK button. Here we got under parameter panel we got moving average month input. Click on show parameter control. Now start moving this one. So you will see the right side the change happen. Here these two are approximately not changing. These two are not changing because we are taking these two values and then we started calculating moving average. Now we took 6, 7, 5. So that's how we need to create month-over-month sales and moving average. So I'm done with today's class. So I will go with tomorrow's calculations, and I will teach tomorrow this Benford's line as well. So how to get into Benford's line, Tableau especially.
Okay.
So Tableau.
And I can you can send a PDF. I can read that tomorrow.
Sure. In earlier versions, I will teach. I will let you know one more thing, that is the difference between 7 and 8 versions. So Tableau, see why we are learning Tableau means Tableau is the only company which got the software very dedicatedly for business intelligence, nothing else. If you take any software that deals with so many things, except Tableau, Tableau deals with only business intelligence. They keep adding number of things to the Tableau. So earlier it was, say example, if you want to create box plots and a given data set, earlier it was, say example, around 1.5 years, 2 years back, it used to take around at least 5 hours or 6 hours time. Now Tableau it gave a default option that you can create box plot in a time of half an hour to 1 hour. So that's why they keep adding so many things. They got released already 9th version for the developers for testing purpose. It got so many features. I will introduce the 9th version as well after once we done this thing. Okay. So here we can create Benford's law and box plots and waterfall charts. So many charts here using add reference line and band and box. Fine guys. Thank you for your time. I will share this material with you right now.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jafar. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.